Hey guys, so as we're about to head into Legends Fest 2025, one of the two major celebrations of the year alongside the anniversary, I am going to do one of my biannual account update videos, just going through my box, my equipment, everything like that, so we can just document the continuation of what my account is looking like, and we can talk about some other stuff as we get into this as well. So I guess the first thing is to mention, take a look at the top of the screen. We are now Z level 790. I think since the anniversary, I've gone up about maybe something like 40 levels. So by the time we get to the 8th anniversary, I think I'll probably be around 830-ish, give or take 5 or so, like 825 to 835, somewhere in that vicinity, I would imagine. I guess it depends on how often they update the story, because that really gives the most Z level points. But I mean, you know, slowly but surely we are approaching 999 Z level, which is currently the cap in the game. There really isn't a purpose to leveling up the Z level. It doesn't really give you anything. It doesn't give you, like in Dokkan, you get like more stamina, you get more box space, stuff like that for getting higher rank. But in Legends, it doesn't really provide any innate advantage or reward for getting higher Z levels. So it kind of just is, a representative of how long, a representation of how long you've been playing the game, I guess, at this point. So 790 Z level, we have maxed out energy and we have maxed out CC. Well, not really maxed out CC, but this is the purchase limit of CC. 200,000 CC is the purchase limit. So we have the purchase limit and we've been accumulating a bit of CC probably for around a month or so. So up to 213,000. I just want to go into Legends Fest Part 1 with as much CC available as possible, as most likely we are going to be getting 2 LF banners to start with, and well, my luck is not typically very good, so just want as much CC as possible. All right, let's head over to the character list here. So I guess we could just start with the power level. So I have 944 million power level. That number I can raise quite a bit. We'll talk about this later and I'll show you what my collection looks like, but I am being still ultra conservative with my arts boost material. So we have the arts seeds and we have the arts cores. Arts cores are like, I couldn't even give them away. That's how many arts cores they give out. But in terms of arts seeds, those are the real bottleneck for arts boosting. So I tend to be a very, very conservative person when it comes to resources in this game. You notice, we'll go through the resources later, but you'll notice I don't tend to spend a lot of just every single resource. I tend to hoard them. And yeah, art seeds are still rare enough, I think, to where I still feel pretty apprehensive to just go ahead and use a bunch of them. I think what I'm going to start doing is I think I'm going to start not only giving, because right now the way I do this is every new summonable character gets arts boosted. Every new Zenkai LF gets arts boosted, but I do not typically arts boost 1% Zenkai. So what I'm going to start doing probably with Legends Fest is I will actually start arts boosting 1% Zenkais. So every new Zenkai and every new character, I will start arts boosting. The only new characters I won't be arts boosting are free characters, who are not good regardless. But yeah, that's probably what I'm going to start to do, because I do have at this point a decent stockpile of art seeds, and that will contribute heavily to my power level. So I could get that number pretty like a decent amount higher if I used all my arts boost materials, but I just want to be conservative because it's a very, very limited resource that you can't get by just purchasing it. So let's go ahead and just filter here. We can take a look at ultras first. You can see I have all the ultras at 14 stars. Not really surprising there. And then we can go over to Legends Limited characters. Everything is 14 stars here. And I think the way we could actually show this better is if we go over here and do, because I'm sorting it by power levels, usually how I sort my box. We could do Limit Break, and it will show the character that has the lowest Limit Break level at the bottom. So Android 13 has the lowest Limit Break level, which is 14 stars, so everything is 14. And then if we just go to the general box here overall, obviously the only character I don't have at 14 is Shallot, because this is the maximum star level you can get on Shallot right now, which is 8 stars. So Shallot is sitting there at 8 stars. I would have to imagine that it appears that we're getting close to the end of the story in terms of just the current arc. I guess I'll just dub it as the Zaha arc. based off of the way that things have been proceeding in the story, it does feel as if we are getting close, or guess somewhat close, to the end of the story, this current arc of the story. I'm not sure if they're going to try and push more stars for Shallot or not, but I would like to imagine that Shallot will probably be getting some more stars and Limit Break Z power soon. But for right now, he's 8 stars. That's the only character in my box that's not 14, because you can't get him higher than this. So that's my Limit Break status. I guess one other thing we could take a look at here is friendship rank. So every day we do have the Let's Fight events. What I've done initially is every single day I have my friendship team, which every single character on that team has a max roll friendship equip, which increases the overall friendship rank you get from playing events. So what I did first is I got every single character to friendship level 5 in the game. I'm currently working on this Gohan because he's one of the newest characters at the bottom left. You actually cannot raise Shallot's friendship level for whatever reason. They actually don't let you do that, so can't do that. And the reason why I did this is because there are certain requirements for specific character unique equipment that require you have characters at 5 friendship level to use their unique equip. So that is what my initial goal was. I want to make sure that no matter which character got a unique equip, I'd be ready to go for whatever character gets it. And then my next goal that I've been working at recently is, we could take a look at, I have a bunch of characters at not Link level 10, friendship level 10. How many do I have here? Okay, so we stop about right here. So I would say out of all the characters that I have, this is like 20%. 20% of every character in the game I have at friendship level 10. And the reason why I wanted to start doing this is, number one, there's not really another use case for leveling up friendship besides getting them to level 10, because I already had everything at level 5. Might as well just boost them all to level 10 next. And then secondly, this actually does matter in the Tournament of Power. Now, this upcoming reset, we should be getting a massive app update that will, in fact, change the way that the Tournament of Power is played. So for all we know, the Tournament of Power might no longer actually consider friendship level in terms of the damage increase that it currently gives. So we'll have to see if that actually plays a factor or not. But regardless, I'm still going to try and aim to get every single character in the game to friendship level 10, just because I don't think they're ever going to implement any kind of gate on friendship level past 10 for any character. So I don't think they're going to have a reward past level 10 friendship level for any. There's no reason for them to do that ever, because it's just too hard to level up friendship levels. So that is a project that I'm working on. I don't really grind friendship levels. I just kind of do the Let's Play events every single day with my friendship team, and that's it. So it's really not that tough to level up friendship. You just do that event every day, and that's pretty much it. So that's a brief breakdown of my box here. I guess one other thing we could look at is Zenkai characters. So Zenkai Awakened. Here's every single Zenkai Awakened character. I used to show this by limit break level, or not limit break level, by soul boost level, because you used to have to soul boost Zenkai characters, and that no longer exists, so we don't have to show that anymore. But there we go. That is my character box. Now, we can take a look at some equips. So we have now reached the point in the game where I am 100% out of equipment space. I have actually recently had to delete, I would say, around 10 to 15 equips that were god rank, godly equips, just to make room for new equips. I think we are currently on a record streak of the longest period without them providing us a way to obtain additional equipment slots. So as you can see, we have 850 available normal equipment slots. And then I always get a question of, what does that 700 with the P next to it mean? And that just means that I'm subscribed to the Legends Pass. That's also why the top of the screen has like that gold bar around the gold frame, the gold border around like my Chrono Crystals and Zenny and stuff like that. That is also related to being subscribed to the Legends Pass. So you actually get 700 additional equipment slots if you're subscribed to the Legends Pass. But regardless, I mean, I have 1,550 total equipment slots, and I'm currently using 1,546 of those slots. So I have 4 available slots, and the reason why I have 4 available slots is because I have to save a little bit for equipment awakening. In order to awaken an equipment, you have to essentially sacrifice 5 equips to get an awakened equip. So The next Awakened equip that's coming out is going to be this upcoming reset day, which is the Awakened Bojack equip. I'm actually not going to be able to even roll the Awakened equip for Bojack unless I delete one more equipment, because I need to have an additional 5 more equips so I could sacrifice them to roll the Awakened equip. So this is what I've been doing for the past month or so. I've been every time a new equip is dropped, I've been going back some of the older equips that I have in my box here, like stuff like this, which I don't need. I like having at least one of every equip just for collection purposes. But like I have 2 of these cell equips, I can get rid of one of these. I have 2 of these, I can get rid of one of these. But I've been going through and just selling off some of these godly equips because I have no more space. I have to make room for newer equips. Which sucks. I mean, when you're a game that's released, I'm not going to go super deep into talking about equipment space because I've talked about it before, but if you're a game that releases, what do you want to call it? 15 to 20 equips per month? Maybe like 12 to 15 equips per month? After years and years and years of doing that, eventually you're going to need to provide your players with additional equipment space, right? You can't just release equips after equip after equip after equip after equip and then have the space confined to a game that's 3 years old instead of a game that's 7, almost 8 years old. So there needs to be more ways to obtain equipment space, whether or not that's going to be monetized through the store, which I assume it's going to be because that's, tied to how the equipment space problem even exists, because it actually takes server space for them to have this. But, maybe you get this through some type of exchange shop. You can farm it through a raid, whatever the solution is. We need more equipment space. It's time. This is the longest period of time we've ever went without having equipment space provided to us. It needs to happen. So anyway, here is my equipment collection. We can sort here by rank. So if we click on, actually, if I do this, we can just do rank here. So this provides a breakdown for all of the equips that I have that are ranked godly. I do have a few that are not ranked godly, and these are all Tournament of Power equips at the bottom. So starting from this Trunks one, moving down, you actually cannot roll Tournament of Power equips to be higher than A tier if they're the silver equips. There are other Tournament of Power equips which you can get to godly, which I do have. Those are the gold ones. But for the silver ones, you actually cannot roll higher than A because they only have 2 slots on them. And every single Tournament of Power equip I did actually manage to get red slots on. Out of all of the equips, out of all the projects that I've tried to accomplish with the equipment in this game, I would say that rolling Tournament of Power equips was probably the most resource intensive. I would say that to get these equips, in fact, can we sort this? Equipment condition, no. I don't think we could actually sort by... Oh, here we go. TOP eligible. Here are the TOP eligible equips. So we have the gold ones, which are God ranked. They are godly ranked rolled. All red slots for every single equip. This in total, to get this collection here, must have taken between 12 and 15,000 slot removers. This was a lot. And the main reason why it took so many is because you can't guaranteed upgrade any of the slots on these TOP equips. So this took quite a bit of resources, something I don't want to experience again. Would be kind of funny if the Tournament of Power update happened and all of a sudden they just removed TOP equips from even working, which could be good for me, I guess, because that means I could sell all these and open up a lot of space for myself. But yeah, besides these, we have some of these like really old equips. And the reason why these are not godly ranked is because these have negative stats on them. And when you have a slot that has a negative stat on it, you actually can't guaranteed upgrade the slot. So if I go over here to upgrade slot and I try and upgrade this Beerus equip, it actually tells me the slot is not eligible to be upgraded. So if I go guaranteed upgrade cannot be used for the slot. And the reason why is because it has a negative stat on that slot. So I can't even upgrade this one. Honestly, could probably just remove this and delete this, sell it off. I don't really need this. Same thing goes for this Vegeta equip. You could even look at this one. Look, I have 3 red slots and it's a Z. Not even a Z+, it's a Z. So, yeah. Needless to say, this is not going to be a godly equip. The Awakened Beerus one also has a negative stat. So yeah, those are never going to be anything higher than the rolls that they currently are. The Trunks one is also triple red slot, also Z+. But everything else, every other equip is godly. So what do we want to say? We could just say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30 equips in total. So about 30 equips I have that are not god rank out of about 1,550. So we could just round it off by saying I have about 1,520 god rank equips is what I'm working with here. And if you had to compare the effort and amount of resources that went into acquiring this equipment collection, we could just go back to sorting by order received, because this is how I usually look at them. You compare my character box to my equipment collection here and ask me, what am I more, I guess proud of isn't really like the right word for it, but like what collection had more time and in-game resources devoted to it? It is easily the equipment. This equipment collection, I would say, took 5 to 6 times more effort and resources devoted specifically to it than my character box. So really, I would point to the equipment collection here as like the crown jewel of what my account is over the character box. But of course, the character box is complete, essentially. So there we go with equips. Other stuff we could take a look at here is if we go to items, we can take a look at the stuff here as well. We have multi-Z power. I basically have every type of multi-Z power just sitting here waiting to be used, just in case we come across a scenario where we need to actually resort to Z power. I don't like just using Z power willy-nilly. If I know for sure that I'm going to be getting more of something, like for example, the Legends Limited, like this one, you can usually obtain this a lot from exchange shops, especially during major celebrations. So once we get into Legends Fest, and if I have to Z power up an LF character, I'd be more than happy to use this. I'd be more than happy to use this because you can get this from the weekend sale from the shop. So stuff like that, I'd be pretty liberal with using, but really, really valuable stuff like this, for example, 1,000 Legends Limited Z power, or the one at the bottom here, 1,000 Ultra Z power, I am extremely conservative with how I use those. And I wouldn't even want to use those at all unless I knew for sure that I would get like immense value out of it. So those are the Z power that I currently have. If we go back here, not the news items. We have a bunch of item packs, which I don't need to open, just saving these for when I need to have like an emergency refilling on some type of resource. Souls, so they actually just changed what the souls are that exist in the game. We have these newer souls, which are about 6 months old. They changed this right before the 7th anniversary. Now, these are the only souls that you use. They're called the boost souls. So we have every color here. Every single color is pretty high. I did have 250,000 of every single one, but I've used a bunch in terms of, I think, re-rolling equips probably. So the maximum amount of souls that you can hold for these boost souls is 500,000. So I'm about halfway there for every typing. I'm not trying to rush anything. And then I do still have pretty much maxed out for all of the rising souls of every type, and a lot of all the super souls of every single type, and I have a lot of the Zenkai souls of every single type. Zenkai souls, super souls, and rising souls are all 100% worthless, obsolete resources at this point. However, you can go into the exchange shop, it's the recycle center, and you can exchange all of those types of souls for boost souls. So essentially what these are serving as kind of a rainy day fund in case I have no other way of obtaining these normal boost souls. So let's just say, for example, I run out of like red 1 boost souls, and it's not the weekend, so I don't want to spend a bunch of energy trying to go and farm the soul events. Instead, I could just go into the recycle center, convert a lot of these red rising souls or super souls or Zenkai souls into the boost souls, and that will help me there. So that's what I'm saving those for. Okay, so here's the arts material. These are arts cores. I have actually never used these middle ones, the large arts cores. We have the normal ones, arts cores. We have the large ones, and we have the max ones, the full boost ones. These ones are often available from packs that you can purchase in the shop. So I've actually usually only almost used these. And I'll show you my gift box later, but I actually have a bunch of these sitting in my gift box. But yeah, I'm never going to run out of these arts boosts. These are not the bottleneck for arts boosting, these arts cores. These are the bottleneck. But I do have quite a bit of these now, right? I would say I have enough in here to probably arts boost. I would say like 5 to 6 characters of every single type. I could probably arts boost with this, so that means about 30-ish characters. I could fully arts boost with what I have here. So again, being pretty conservative with this, but I tend to not use, I guess, be over ambitious with using resources that I know are very, very scarce. And this is definitely probably still the rarest resource in the game. And this is something that came out during the 5th anniversary, and it's still this rare. Kind of insane. Training items, whatever. I mention this every single time I do an account update video, but this is the biggest regret I've ever had in this game, is not picking up the Gentleman's Magazine from the 1st year anniversary Shenron Wish. We have summon tickets, just a bunch of tickets for different banners. I have 384 of these. Eventually we'll use some of these tickets. Like, I have 900 of these. I have 900 of these, 60 of these. I got a bunch of guaranteed sparking summon tickets. Like, I'm never going to end up using these because you can't even do multis with this. You have to do singles. Masters Pack 1 sparking guaranteed tickets. Just get those from, like, I think it's platinum coins. Metals and exchange items. Here's where we can take a look at some of the resources that I have available to me. Here we have rare metals. Just over time accumulated a bunch of these. I will always go back and tell the story every single time, but I remember when they released the first ever Ultra character. It was Ultra Namek Goku, the first one, the free-to-play one, the red one. And they locked some of his Z power behind rare metals. And I didn't have enough rare metals to max him out day one. And from that day forward, that has turned me into the biggest hoarder of resources of all time. Never again will we have a situation where something happens in the game and all of a sudden one of like the really old resources that's been in the game for years and years and years becomes like extremely valuable. Never. That will never happen to me. I've learned my lesson from that one update. So I hoard these because you just never know, right? Just recently, they introduced the CC shop, and the only way to refresh the CC shop is by using rare metals. So lo and behold, there's actually a new use for rare metals. Here we have Z1 metals, I guess just called Z metals. Actually pretty tough to get these. I don't ever plan on probably ever using what I have here, the 4.6 million Z metals. You can actually exchange these for slot removers, but because every time you summon on a banner that takes CC, you now get Z2 metals. The only way to really get more of the normal Z metals is by summoning on like a ticket banner. So here, yeah, talk about hoarding. We have rush metals. Just forever gonna hoard these as well. 12.1 million rush metals. This is the currency you use to awaken equipment. This is the currency you use to purchase Zenkai power for characters to Zenkai awaken them. Again, this used to be probably the biggest, or I guess the scarcest resource in the game because you were limited on how many rush metals you could get. I have been extremely conservative in how I use these, but now I'm up to 12 million of these. Maybe I can start letting up a little bit on how conservative I am with these rush metals, but yeah, I'm never going to run out of these, just never. Sparking metals, sure. I mean, you don't really get as much of these anymore because I used to pick these for my daily login bonus, but they changed the way that the daily login bonus works, so I just pick the arts seeds now. Platinum coins or whatever, Legends tickets, you guys know the deal with those. Here we have equipment metals. We're actually about to get a lot more of these once we get the gold plates from Legends Fest, which is, I think it's every 1,000 CC you spent throughout the year. You get a gold plate, and then usually what happens is every year in that gold plate shop, you actually have a lot of equipment metals that are available to exchange for. So I have almost max, actually. I have 81,000. The max is 99. I think they should probably up the max on this, but yeah, about to get a bunch more of these once Legends Fest hits. Here are the normal weekend medals. We have normal gold bars. I like that they recently increased the cap of gold bars. We have soul exchange medals there. The greater weekend medals, which I usually end up just buying erasers with these. Prime tickets, which are actually horrible. They've never updated the prime ticket shop, and it's like 1,000. It's like 100 prime tickets for like 50 energy. It's like actually insanely bad. So yeah. Here are fragment metals. We'll take a look at my fragments later, but this is also for equipment awakening. You need fragments to awaken equips. Here are my Z2 medals. So I have 12.6 million Z2 medals. These are the medals you get from summoning on normal banners. I actually do tend to use quite a bit of these Z2 medals, and it's mostly for the ultra skip tickets. Do I have ultra skip tickets in here? No, it must be a different tab. I always spend these on ultra skip tickets in order to skip co-op. That's the way I usually farm good slot 1 rolls on co-op equips. So I actually do tend to spend quite a bit of these on those ultra skip tickets. Then we have Legends medals. These are the Legends ranking rewards. The only time I've ever spent these is initially when Legends ranking first came out. They had like those special Awakened equips, the Awakened unique equips. So I did end up spending enough of these to get, I think it was 2 of every type of Awakened equip, and then after that I've never used one. So I've this is a pretty rare resource, 347. I'm not planning on spending any of these unless they update that shop again. All right, then we have maxed out Art Seeds medals. Again, this is the resource that I think is the rarest in the game right now in terms of like something that you actually tend to use on a frequent basis. So once Legends Fest starts, I will judge on how I want to do this. But yeah, I think I'm just going to, every new character that drops that's summonable, and then every Zenkai, I'll probably end up max arts boosting them. So I'll have to spend these on whatever the colors of the new characters are going to be. Here are Super Gold bars, which just, you know, whatever. Proud coins. I'm not going to go into the Proud coin rant here. I did that. If you guys saw my Proud video I've released a few days ago, I did a mini Proud coin rant at the end of that video, but horrible system. Eventually I'll farm more of these, but I just don't really enjoy Proud. And here's the login medals. All I do is I just convert these to seed medals. Anything else interesting in here? We have the Greater Zenkai medals. We have the God Challenge currency, which I'm hoarding because I don't actually need to use these on anything. And then we have the Guild coins, which I don't really think I am actually somebody who has a lot of guild coins. There's definitely people who have like 40,000 guild coins, but I wasn't really in like a great guild until recently, so I just never really got a bunch of these, but you can buy like slot movers with these. And then here's the guild versus guild currency, which I've not spent and probably won't spend until they add something interesting to the shop, because all there is to buy right now in there are like profile borders and stuff like that, so not really worth it. Greater dual coins. I'm honestly getting to the point with these where I'm probably going, because usually what I do is with these is I usually buy the seed medals every time the shop resets, which I will continue to do. And I also buy the arts cores with these, but I don't think I need to keep doing that because I just don't ever see myself running out of arts cores. So I only have 358 of these left. I think I started with like 999. So I'm going to stop actually, I think, spending these on arts cores because I'd rather just have the greater dual coins in case they do something with them later. So those are my currency items. Here are the fragments for awakening equips. I have quite a bit of these now. This used to be a huge issue for me. I used to have almost no fragments, but I have now a lot because of the slot 1 reroll material, which we'll take a look at here. I guess we could take a look at manga. I have all the manga with the current 40th anniversary thing. Then we have, I'm not going to look at the card illustrations. We have other. So we have maxed out skip tickets, which is actually quite a big issue right now. There's no way to like just discard skip tickets or trade them off for other things. So when we take a look at my gift box, you'll see I have like just like skip tickets everywhere in my gift box, and because I can't get rid of them. There used to be a way where you could convert skip tickets to erasers, but they got rid of that. So there's no way to get rid of skip tickets. So every time you get more when you're capped, they go into your gift box and they just end up clogging your gift box. Ultra skip tickets. So slot removers, aka erasers. I feel like they're not doing a really good job of providing ways to farm these, because me not being capped out on erasers, that's not very common. I usually have 999 of those with a bunch in my gift box, but I think the reason why is because they decided to do like the different type of raid for the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball Celebration. And usually what happens is they drop a raid, and the raid exchange shop has 2,000 slot removers in it. If you go through all the steps, it's actually a little bit more than 2,000 slot removers. But for whatever reason, this current like different type of raid that they're doing only had like 20 slot removers. So my main source of slot removers just couldn't get more. So yeah, it was actually pretty tough to keep up with what I wanted to do on rerolling equips with like basically no slot removers. In theory, I don't actually really need slot removers because I can just guaranteed upgrade everything to max, but it's nice to get a good roll first, and I actually do spend a lot of slot removers. Then we have the adventure keys. We have this thing, the rocket boosters for, which is actually going to lose value soon because you can't, the training is being removed essentially. So it's only for adventures. Then we have the slot 1 upgrade ticket. So basically maxed out on that as well. And that's pretty much it. We could take a look at the currency in another form by just going to the exchange shops here. So everything is just like listed here. And then I guess the last thing we could take a look at here is the status. We could go all the way down here. Oh yeah, I could check my supporters, I guess. I could show you guys this because this is a new thing. So we have every supporter at 99. It's insane to me that the supporter system was introduced in August and we're now in November, so 3 months later, and we just have 3. 3 total supporters in the game for 3 months. So 1 supporter per month is not a very good pace. But yeah, if we go back to status, we could just take a quick look at the stats here and end off with that. Here's the Chrono Crystal Lover title. Okay, so total days logged in, 2,724. We are definitely approaching 3,000. So I will hit 3,000 days. It's going to be in between the 8th anniversary and Legends Fest 2026 is when I'll hit 3,000 days logged in. Okay, so I guess we 666 characters, huh? Okay, it's just a coincidence. That's how many characters are in the game because I have everything. Highest battle rank 70, highest rating points reached 41,000, total wins 43,467 total wins, and then stories cleared 6476, which must be how many exist because I have everything cleared. We could take a look at that real quick, I guess. Story. Yep, everything has the yellow star next to it, which means every mission is cleared, everything is done. All available stories have been cleared. Look forward to the continuation. And then the final thing we could do here is looking at the Z missions. So yeah, you can see I have 2,724 logged in days. Z level 790. I have 34,943 total arts boosts, which again, I could do a lot more if I wanted to, but I'm holding on to that. I don't even know why they still have this mission in the game. 50 hero characters to 3,000. Like, yeah, you're never going to release more. You're telling me you're going to release 6 more hero characters? No way. No way. And then we have supporters, which obviously there's only 3 in the game. And then the last one is the Proud Coin mission, which eventually I will continue to just slowly over a long period of time grind out the Proud Coins. But the system is just so bad that it'll happen over time naturally, I guess. But there we go. That is an update on my account. I guess we could just take a look at the gift box real quick. These are just things that I cannot accept. I'm just capped out on all these things. Most of it's dual coins, which I'll get rid of during the next season, so beginning of December. But we have some interesting stuff at the end here. We have some energy skip tickets. We have some cores in here as well, which I can't accept because I'm capped out. So I can click this button, but it's not going to actually do anything. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. This has been the pre-Legends Fest 2025 account update video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.